Alright, and we're back. This is a brand new session for me, so it's weird. Anyways, we're on Bespin now, and I quite like this part of the game. I think it pretty much opens up in a very fun way. So, see that gust of air? It'll fucking kill you in one hit, so don't play around. So, wait for this thing right here to lower. Otherwise, you're gonna get killed. But not a fun time. Pretty sure you don't want that. So you'll see it go down, and now we just ride it up. First time I played this, it was really late, and I was just like, okay, cool. And then I immediately regretted it. I was like, ah, I see. And got instantly killed and said, I'm done. And went to bed. So, yeah. Bespin is kind of the last level where we're going to start encountering Grands and Weequay, stuff like that. My god. I turned the desk fan off that I always have in the background, and it's like 90 degrees in here. It is unbelievably hot. Ugh. It's gross, man. But it's Oregon. It's gonna pass eventually here. Much like a kidney stone, you know? So I did mention in the last video, once you get to Bespin, you start to get your force healing, which I have set to, I believe, G. Sorry, I have set to H. And we also have Mind Trick, which I really don't use. I'm sure it's pretty good. I just never have found a use for it, really. I mean, it's a good distraction, I suppose, but excuse me. Alright then. But yeah, this is pretty much the last level where we're gonna have, you know, normal bad guys to deal with until we get to stormtroopers, and then pretty much this is also where you're gonna start encountering Dark Jedi. So healing in this, Kyle just slaps his face and says shit, and that's his, you know, wonderful thing. This is just how Force heal starts. This is not actually the ending of it, I suppose. The final version of it, you can actually, you know, move around while you heal. And I believe that's kind of how it works in Academy, too. But I could be wrong. Let me hang on a second. There we go. My mic cable is really iffy. It's not really the cable, it's just the headphone input jack is really old. So everything's just kind of like shakes it out of place, and it feels really iffy. But this is going to be where we start encountering the Reborn Jedi. Boy. Pretty nasty things. I mean, they're kind of the, like, the hard version of enemies at this point in the game, because so far we've just been killing, you know, essentially thugs, and yeah, that's not much of a challenge now, is it? So the game's going to say, alright, you're ready to deal with some big boys, some big boy time. So we can mind trick this Ugnaught, and then we can hit good old-fashioned, you know, force speed. You can do this without it, but I don't recommend it because you'll pretty much get your ass roasted. Ugh, it's just a metaphor for what's going on outside, man, I swear. It's so hot. It is, like, unbelievably hot lately, and I know that's, you know, summer, but it does not get this bad. Oh, it's like I can feel my arm just creating sweat on the desk, and it's just gross. Oh, I hate it. And I don't sweat easy either. So this might be the absolute worst part in the entire Bespin area, which is really a damn shame, because I absolutely love this part of the game. Because of the fact we start to actually encounter, you know, Jedi to fight, you know, makes use of the lightsaber and puts you into a kind of a new situation. But, so, you see this little, like, pendulum thing? If you've ever played Doom Eternal or Doom 4, it kind of reminds me of that part where you're climbing the Argent Tower. I don't know if that was a direct inspiration for this, but, or sorry, the other way around. But it's pretty awful. So, once that thing hits, and boom, tap on force speed. Do not touch the edges of those things. They will kill you in like a second. I learned that the hard way. I thought that was what you were supposed to do the first time I played this. No, not even close. I'm just gonna ignore everything that's attacking me, and this is pretty much why I say this is such a weak part of the game. Like, if you don't force speed through this, you're not gonna make it. Like, you can try till the cows come home, but it's just not gonna happen, man. But of course, you know, there's gotta be some challenge to this, so I wonder if they're gonna throw anything up here that might make this a little bit harder. Like, I don't know, a grenade or sniper, or I don't know. These things are just not a big deal. I don't know if there's any items over there on those little side pillars. I don't want to know. I personally don't need to know, and I personally don't really care. So I'm not really worried about it. But now we need to get over there, and yep, told you, grenade dude, instantly. It's the most awful, oh god. I'm gonna use my Bacta for that because I don't trust like that, man. Okay, let me just, ooh, this, you don't want to get caught up in any of that. It's pretty much instant kill because, ugh. I'm just so glad they replaced the grenade troopers later on because, trust me, I do not like them. Sam, I am. I don't really need ammo ever. At this point in the game, I'm rarely, if ever, going to use a blaster because, well, I mean, I have force pull, I have force push, I've got, you know, and you can start to see it's getting a lot stronger as well. So, also just, hey, I played Quake 2. Haven't you? Oh boy. So this part's a bit fucky. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong every time I do this. The last time I played this, I did just fine, but this part, I don't know. It's just a lot of waiting, and I'm a pretty patient person, but this just feels like it takes way, way too long. I don't know. Don't rush it either, because if you rush it, it's going to be a real, real bad time. You're going to start all over. Have I mentioned this game has got, like, some really frustrating and aggravating design? Because it really does. It's not the worst, but this game really could have used with, like, some expediency, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, you see what I mean? I didn't let it charge up, basically, so the game was like, nah, you didn't make it, man. And I don't like that. That's really bad design. You essentially can't just blitz through this. You have to hit that at, like, a specific angle at the right time. Otherwise, you just don't make it, man. And that's not fair. That really isn't fair. And I'm gonna save right when it happens, too. Because, trust me on this one, I don't know what it is. Sometimes you hit those rods, and it's just awful. Uh-oh.
I sense a disturbance in the force, but there's something strange about it.
Maybe it's your teeth. Oh no, it's Mr. Goodbar! He's got the best bar!
You will die.
Oh, will I know. I like how he doesn't have subtitles of all things. So, that's our first Dark Jedi. So, put on force speed and just chop at their shitty little legs. Because, yeah, that's the easiest way I can describe it, is aim where they're not hitting. I'm not really an expert in this game, but I don't know, man. You do not want to make a mistake. You can die in one hit in lightsaber combat in this game. It's absolutely fucking brutal. Which is something I really, really think a lot of players, myself included, will admit, is something this game has in spades. And also, just, oh man, look how much more beefy we are now. Like, I just pushed like 4 dudes down and just, oh. It's not even like the most powerful Kyle becomes. Once you get that blue stance, man, oh, it's GG. It's, yeah. This is where I think most players, I don't like to say this, you know, because everyone will say certain games get better after a certain number of hours. And I don't agree with that. I think it's horseshit.
Who's there?
This guy just can't see who I am, apparently. You can throw them down, so let's see if I can do that. It is effective. Let's do it. Yeah, sometimes they just block it, but you can see how fast a lightsaber fight can take if you're not using force speed correctly. And you may think that's cheating, but keep in mind, I can die just as fast. This is not Dark Souls combat, but it's pretty damn satisfying, I will say. And I believe this is the end of the level here coming up.
You must be the droid Lando told me about.
Yeah. one of the many, 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 many droids in the entire galaxy that look exactly like this, who moves at a shit snail pace. Oh boy. We'll get into that in the next level, though. I'm not a huge fan of this next part coming up, and you'll see why very quickly. But, ugh. We'll get there when we get there, I suppose. You gonna just... Okay, there we go. You're gonna spin right round like a record, and then you're gonna do it. I understand.